Alright, in this tutorial series we will be creating these 4 beautiful mugs on Blender. Alright, now in the previous 2 parts we saw modeling and texturing. In this stage we will see lighting and renders. Part 3, lighting and renders. Alright, Shift S, cursor to world origin, G, X and move it along the X-axis. Now let's turn on the camera and the light. Alright, this is how it looks. We have the camera and we have the light. Now to see how to render this image, we need to go to the render view. Alright. Yeah, so this is how it looks at the moment. If I click on the render button and render image, and this is how it looks. So need not worry. First thing we need to do is, let's just check to the material preview. Alright. Now, shift to the rendered preview. Click on the space bar and type align camera to view. Okay. Now click on N and go to the view option. Click on lock camera to view. Now you can play around with the camera, find the perfect angle that you prefer. Alright, so maybe slightly inclined. Now you can even rotate the object. So select the object, click on R, and then you can rotate it slightly if you prefer. You can do anything that you prefer with this one. Alright, shift click and the middle mouse button to drag it in place. Alright, now if I click on the render image, it will give me this particular image. Now as you can see, there are slight imperfections over here. It's pretty simple to solve. Select the object, go to the modifier. Now increase the render levels to, let's say, 5. And if you click on render image, see? Alright, now it's slightly dull. We need more lights. So let's just remove this tick and then use the middle mouse button to just drag it along. Now there's only a single light at the moment, so we are going to use 3 to 4 lights. So go to tilde, top view, and select the light. Shift D, bring it to the front. Shift D, 1 to here. Select this one, G, and move it over here. Alright, so I'm going to bring it down, G, Z, and G, Z. You can vary the brightness. So if you go to the light properties, select the light, go to the light properties, it is at 1000 watts. And this one is at 1000 watts, so maybe bring it down to, let's say, 700. And select this one and let's bring it down to, let's say, 200. Alright, so you can see how it's causing a change. Now if I go to render image, you can see how much better it looks. Now, even now there are slight imperfections because we are using a different render engine at the moment. So if I go to the rendered properties, the render engine is Eevee. So I'm going to shift it to cycles. This one gives a better quality of image based on my experience. And I'm not that experienced. I'm still a beginner. So I'm going to change the device to GPU compute. And that's because I have the graphics cards in my device. So now the cycles is turned on. Now the max samples, I'm going to keep the settings as this. You can reduce the settings if you prefer. But as you can see, it's going to take a long time to render this particular one. So if I click on render and render image, sample 0 by 4096. So the moment it reaches 4096, we'll get the complete image. So I'm gonna just reduce the size a bit. So let's just spacebar, align camera to view. Click on N in the view, lock camera to view, and I can just reduce the size a bit so that it looks really interesting. Alright. Now, for the time being, I'm just gonna, you can render this image, but 4096 samples is going to take a long time to render. So I'm just going to change it into, I'm going to just remove the noise threshold and I'm going to reduce the samples to, let's say, 500 to make things way more faster for the time being. So if I render the image, and once you're done rendering, you can just go to image and then save the image in the place you prefer. And these are all the trial runs I did before. So I'm going to name it as actual mug 1. Alright, and save as image, and it will be saved. Let's do the same procedure for the remaining 3 mugs. Make sure you also turn off this camera so that when you render the image, they doesn't collide. All right, turn it off. Increase the samples in the subdivision surface. Let's increase it to 5 and increase this one to 5. Now while we are rendering, as you saw for the rendered images, the background is not transparent. Now to get a transparent background, go to the render properties and come down to film over here and click on transparent. All right. So now when we render the particular image, let's just see, the background will be transparent. And now if we save this image, you can see the difference. We have a background transparent and this one is not transparent. All right. So just make sure in the render properties, go down to the transparent option and that will make sure the background is transparent. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next one. Alright, there we go. Hope you enjoyed. See you guys in the next video. Bye bye.